What's up, everyone? It's Charles Wulf here. Welcome to episode 1 of Nerd Unlocked. Joining me today, I have my friend Marissa, aka Crazy Old Maurice. Marissa, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm tired. Long day at work.
Same. I had 2 cups of coffee today, and I don't typically do that.
I had a glass of milk in the morning around 6 a.m. And then I tried to get a Rockstar at work, and the machine was down.
Oh,
So
that fucking sucks.
yeah, so all I had was water, which is fine. I need more of it. But last week, Turning Red came out on Disney Plus, and did you watch it?
Hell yeah, I did.
I know I was off that week because I got sick, but oh man, when it came out, like I woke up, made some coffee, had some breakfast. That's literally the first thing me and Ren did was just watch this movie.
Nice. We actually were at my in-laws' house, and we weren't planning on watching it. We didn't even know that it had released. But then, like, we saw it and we just watched it and we loved it. Like, we literally didn't. We usually talk like over movies, even if we haven't seen them. But this one, like, we were all silent.
Yeah, it was really good. Surprisingly, like I knew the premise kind of like going in. It's like, oh, it's a girl like growing up, and that's what got a lot of hate for it. Like,
Yeah.
people were like, oh, it's not for me or it's not for boys. It's like, relax. Like, it's a story about like growing up. Like, yeah, puberty's a part of it, but that doesn't really matter. It's just it's a story about growing up and like maybe growing apart, but like it's a good movie. It's a good story.
It is a really good movie. Did you watch the what is it? The documentary that came out on the making of that?
Yeah, it was like 45 minutes, right?
Yeah, I watched it today at work.
Yeah, it's basically like the director literally put her life in this movie.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I loved about it, just because of everybody can relate to it because of the puberty thing, but at the same time you're seeing a different culture, like an Asian culture in Toronto, which I thought was funny and cool at the same time.
You said Toronto, and I just wanted to do the Scott Pilgrim voice.
Fun in Toronto.
You cocky cock!
But yeah, it was a good movie. I really liked it, and it's just really, especially for people like us, because like we're like in our 30s or going into our 30s, and like we grew up around that time. Like that's the time that we started to like grow up and stuff like that. Like 2002.
Yeah, like
Tamagotchis.
Oh, exactly. Like that's literally like the part where we were migrating from like elementary into junior high.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. It kind of reminded me like a little bit of like a Pen 15, just like the era.
Yeah. I've never really seen the show, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
You need to watch that show right now.
I'll check it out. It's on Hulu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll give Home Ec another shot. Yeah, but I thought it was funny. Like, first of all, like when it starts, they talk about like respecting your elders and like listening to your mom and stuff like that. And it's like it doesn't matter like what culture you come from. It's like that's like one of the big things. It's always like your parents always expect you to be like obedient and like be the perfect kid, and it's like that's not what we are. You know, at a certain point we're gonna get tired, rebel. And I think that like this movie really shows it well, and it's funny because people were giving this movie a lot of backlash because of that, because they were saying, oh, like this movie shows kids like being disobedient, going against their parents, and it's like, yeah, like that's life. Like what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I honestly like, now that everybody has like seen it and then like all the stories and like the things that people are noticing about this movie, talking about it like all over TikTok and all of that, it's just really cool to like see other perspectives and all of that, like just like in like small increments, because like, you know, like attention spans and all that shit. But there's like a lot that you don't notice the first time around, so I want to watch it again to see like what I find.
But I do want to say I love the animation. Like the fur on the panda just looks like you can like touch it.
It really does. And the hair, what was that kid, what's his name, Tyler?
Uh-huh.
Like with the little fro, like you could see like each strand of hair. Like what what the fuck?
Yeah, it was just insane. Like it was funny. Like we were watching it, and it was like so fluffy to the point where like, while I was watching it, I wanted to pet my dog, like Indy, because he's like the big Chowski. I was like, I bet you this is what she feels like.
Who was your favorite character?
What's her name? I think the little short one, Abby.
Abby with the bangs.
Yeah,
Did you know
yeah.
that they? Did you know that the creator of the movie has made their own playlists on Spotify for each character?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was listening to it yesterday because my friend sent me a TikTok that explained that, and so I went to go find it, and it was funny because like it's catered to each individual character in the friend group. So it's like it's Mei, Abby, Priya, and then the other friend, I think her name was Miriam.
Yeah.
So it's all of them. They all have like the Four Town song that's on there, and then like it's all like catered to them. So all of the playlists are different. Yeah. Which was funny because Abby's was my favorite because like she would bounce from like Four Town to Backstreet Boys to Bikini Kill to NSYNC, and then just like other random like girl band that like punk rock bands.
I was gonna say she reminds me of like she looks like she listens to Skater Boy. No, I thought she was funny. Like I thought Abby was so funny, especially in that one scene where she's like trying to calm down, or like to not get the bear. She's like, it's like punch, like hit me, and she thought she was gonna get like a socked in the arm, but she like straight up laid her out.
Yeah. See, like stuff like that. Like I loved like little things like that. Like I loved about the movie.
Yeah, and also like the fact that like when like they get happy and excited, like they get like they got a lot of like anime aspects in it. Because like their eyes would like get big. It reminded me a lot of Sailor Moon.
Yeah, they had a lot of expression too.
Yeah,
to them too.
Like
their expressions were a lot like Sailor Moon's.
So like when Mamie would like see like a boy or something and she like get flushed. I don't know. It just like, I need to put I'll put a picture up when I post this, but like of Sailor Moon's face when she's all in love and stuff, and she has a big hard eyes and her jaws open. Like that's exactly what it reminded me of.
Yeah, I want to rewatch this movie. Me and my friends are actually like my friend group with Darlene and like Vicky and all of them. We want to like rewatch the movie, but all together, and then like afterwards have a dance party to each individual playlist of the girls in the friend group.
You have enough people to actually have like to actually cosplay that group.
I mean, I'm down. But I think too many people would want to be Abby.
That is true. That is facts.
He's like the favorite in the group right now.
One person could actually just dress up in a big fuzzy panda suit.
That'd probably be me.
I don't know. Your style looks a lot like Miriam's.
Yeah. I feel like Miriam was the closest to like the way like her style was probably the closest to how I was at that age, and then like my personality was probably Abby.
I can see that. I know a lot of people who were like, will give this movie a lot of flack because, like I said, it doesn't pertain to them. It feels like it's like the Brie Larson thing. It's it's not made for you. Like no, like just give it a shot. Like you enjoy it. Like to look at it as an aspect of like take yourself back to when you were a teen. Like doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. Like you're gonna relate to this in some ways.
Yeah, I hate that argument that like with that interview. Or not that interview, the review that person did was like, this movie was exhausting because I didn't see myself and all, like, yada, yada, yada. You're a white man. You aren't supposed to, but everybody has gone through puberty. There are areas, like you're saying, like you can, and, like it's a movie. Not everything has to relate to you. It could just still be enjoyable.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe it happened to you, but maybe it happened to like, I don't know, like your spouse or your partner. It doesn't have to pertain exactly to you.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Monsters University, like they're monsters. We're not monsters. Oh, I mean, the human race, but like No, I'm just kidding. We're like we're not monsters, but we have all been there where like you have a plan for something and it doesn't work out, and you have to figure it out. And that's what happened with Mike Wazowski when in Monsters University, when he had his whole life planned out and it didn't turn out the way that he thought it would. Like there are areas where you can relate to it. It doesn't matter if like, like whether it's a monster or if it's just like a different race of a person. There are areas where you can relate.
Exactly. And you're lying if you're telling me that you can't relate to being Tyler, wanting secretly loving like boy band music when you're little.
Yeah,
Like
I agree with that because I've been there too.
Like I grew up in a house full of like women. It was basically my dad, but he was never home because he was at work, and he would get off late. And then it was my mom, my two sisters, and literally like we'd be there, and what would I hear? It's just like, give me a sign. It's like, or like my sister, like
In Sync.
yeah. So it's
Backstreet Boys.
I had one sister who loved Backstreet Boys, and the other was in sync. So it's like I had to hear both of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that because I've been there too. And I was just like literally right before this, like I've been DJing for fun lately, and I know you know that, but like because I've been listening to like the Turning Red friend groups like playlists and all of that, like going back and like kind of being forced to like listen to that again, like you realize like back then, like damn, like I was wrong, like this is actually really good and it's fun, like it's dumb fun.
Or even if it's like not good, it's still like you can still have a good time, like laughing about it, like
Yeah.
damn, like this is what we like. Damn.
Yeah. Literally before this, I was like DJing while like I was waiting like for us to get on and all of that, and like I was listening to Thriller and I was DJing that, and I like transitioned from Thriller to like Backstreet Boys's what is it? Everybody. Like everybody. Yeah. Like that song is dumb, but it's fun.
And I used to have this friend. He was a straight up like metalhead. Like everyday Iron Maiden shirts. Like everyday like like the cryptic writing. And then like we're sitting in class one day, and I forgot what we were talking about. All of a sudden he goes back streets back, and he does that one move where like when they're in the robot suits and they pick themselves up. You know what I'm talking about? Like where they like kind of I died laughing so hard. I'm like, you are the last person on earth that I would picture doing this. Like,
right?
It just goes to show us, like, everyone, like, has that. Like, maybe you didn't listen to it by choice, but like, it's in your head. Like
Yeah.
It was.
And
catchy.
even if you like go back and you watch the video, that video is a banger.
No, it's gonna be me video. Now that's a banger. I don't know if you saw Uncharted. I watched it and I liked it, but that's a whole another conversation that we can have because a lot of people did not.
I haven't seen it. I want to go see it, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to like justify going. I don't really like Mark Wahlberg.
I mean, he's fine in it. He's fine.
I feel like he doesn't know how to like change his voice.
Huh? What are you talking about? Huh?
Like that have you seen that Saturday Night Live skit where fucking Andy Samberg is making fun of him and he's like imitating him, and he was like, and now this is Mark Wahlberg doing something with like farm animals, and he was just like, hey everybody, how's it going? I just want to talk to my friend here, this chicken. Hey chicken, how's it hanging? And he's just like talking like Mark Wahlberg, and it's just it's that's how he talks in every single thing that he's in.
Oh yeah. That is how it is. But I mean, I don't know. I think the chemistry between him and Tom is like it's fine. It works. If he wants to be like the Mark Wahlberg version of Sully, because I mean he's not he's not Sully. He's just the Mark Wahlberg version, but it works.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
works.
I feel like I love going to the movie theaters, but it has to be something that like I'm actually like excited to see. And although like it is something that I want to see, this is one of those things where I can wait until like I can rent it like on Amazon or something.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And you know like the whole like thing with video game movies.
I mean, this one, I will tell you, like for me personally, I enjoyed it as someone who has played all the Uncharted games. Like I can tell you where they picked it from, where this and that. I mean, it didn't bother me. I know people who have never played the game that liked it, and then people who've never played the game that didn't like it, and don't want to play the games because they didn't like it. But it's like I don't know. It's everyone has their own opinion on it, but to me, it didn't bother me. It works. I know that they pulled a lot from 4 and put it all in the beginning, and then they then like at the end, like going into like 2, and then 3 was mixed in there. I'm like, you're going out of order, but like, you know, whatever, it works. I'll see the sequel.
I loved the video games, and that's like another thing that I actually have on my PlayStation. You know how like the PlayStation has like the monthly subscription for online and all of that, and then they give you a free game and all of that. Well, I checked it this month just to see like what games were available, and then like I clicked on the PS5 like little area to like check out like what it was, and that was like the first thing that popped up, and it was like it all 4 Uncharted games for like $10, like just to upgrade and like all of that. And so like I got it because I do love Uncharted. I love all of them.
Yeah.
I even liked the one with Nadine and
Chloe.
Yeah. Like I even really liked that one. And so like I do love the games. And I'm not the kind of person that will be like, I can't watch that movie because yada yada yada. No, I can separate like a video game from like a movie and like all of that, you know, like I do feel like Tom Holland really does have like an appreciation for the games. Just like how he does for, you know, like being Spider-Man. You know, like he's got like his own little fanboy thing going on for that. So I know that he would do well in the movie. He's a really good actor, but
he wants
for
to do
me,
a Jack and Daxter one.
What?
Yeah, that he was saying after that one, he was like, if I could choose one to do, it would be that.
I'm down. I'm down to watch it, but like not in the theater.
Yeah, I mean, we watched it in theaters, and we enjoyed it. Like she's never, Ren has never played the games. She's never seen me play the games, but she knows of them, and she really liked it. She's like, well, like, if you're saying that like this is picking off this one and this one, and it's going into the one what you say is like the best one, because honestly 2 was the best one. Like if they're gonna go into that storyline, like then she's like, hell yeah, like I'll watch the second one like when it comes out.
Imagine the sequel to this Uncharted movie starts with the train scene.
I would not doubt it.
I would love that. I haven't even seen the movie, but I would love to see that.
Tom Holland can pull it off. Like, he's that young kid face, but it worked. Like I bought it. I was just like, all right, like you're gonna be Nathan Drake, you know, so you sell it. You know, you gotta sell Nathan Drake, and he is the young Drake. Like you see, like, you picture him in that baseball tee in part 4 when he's like in what is it, when he's in Argentina or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you buy it. You're like, all right, yeah, I can see it. The problem is that when he's supposed to be older, he doesn't look older. but I mean, like he sells it pretty well.
I feel like if you're going to like do like an Uncharted like this, you need to keep like the younger actor and the older actor separate from each other. Like you can't have the same person doing both, you know?
Yeah.
And when I heard that there was going to be an Uncharted movie, I really wanted I don't know if you've ever seen Shameless, but there's a kid named Carl that's in it, I felt like he looked exactly like the kid version of Nathan Drake in Uncharted 4.
Oh yeah. He's the one that jumps over the counter and beats up
The robber.
the robber. Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought he looked just like the Uncharted 4 kid version of Nate. So I thought that would have been like a cool casting to see like an actual person who looked like the game version. That would have been cool. Kind of like how Nathan Fillion looks like the old version of Nathan Drake.
Yeah. But like he does have like a bigger head.
That's true.
To me, this movie works, and what it did for me more than anything is it showed me that like video game movies aren't that bad. Like they're not what they're used to be. You know, they're not Mario Brothers.
Or
Like,
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
yeah, like because the new Mortal Kombat, it was good. It was pretty good.
Was it? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's actually really good. I mean, the new character is like whatever, but like the overall feeling of Mortal Kombat, it's there. Like you feel
Hell
like you're playing
yeah.
like the story of 11 or something. You know what I mean?
Nice.
You should totally check that out. But also, I mean, we know we're getting the Last of Us show on HBO Max. We're getting a Twisted Metal show, which is probably going to be bad. That one, I'm I will say, it's probably.
I have never played Twisted Metal, so I don't even know what like the premise of it is.
It's just destruction vehicles. Like, there's the cars with guns on them and rockets, and there's a dude who like he's attached to the wheels with his arm, so it just says it's his body and then tires on each arm. And like one of the main like villains is a ice cream truck named Sweet Tooth.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would they make a TV show out of this?
I don't know, but Anthony Mackie, aka Falcon, is attached to it. I'm just like, what the fuck? but yeah, that show's gonna come to Peacock. Last of Us on HBO.
See, I feel like The Last of Us makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know about the casting. The casting's a little weird, but it's Mando, so I'll take.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
And who's Ellie? I forgot. It's his.
She's from Game of Thrones. She's the one that
Oh, okay.
she kills a giant and then she ends up dying.
Yeah, Lyanna Mormont.
There you go.
I like her.
Yeah, so she's gonna be Ellie. You know, I honestly I haven't looked at more of the cast, but I will.
I mean, really, like all we care about is Joel and Ellie.
True. I wonder
Like
if they're
literally named my dog after Ellie.
I wonder if they've gotten anyone to play Trish, because I loved her character, and I just it sucked what happened to her.
He's the one from the beginning, right? His partner.
Yeah.
Ugh. God, I remember playing that game. I was talking about this with my brother, not my brother, my coworker, and just like playing it the first time around and being like, geez, these guys never catch a break.
Yeah.
And I remember I kept telling my brother to play the game and he wouldn't play the game, and then he finally plays the game and he was just like, damn, what's her name just died? And I was like, who? And he was like, that girl that Joel was with. And I was like, oh, Trish. And he was just like, yeah. And then he was just like, the more that he would go on, the more he'd be like, damn, like, what the fuck? And then, you know, like the scene came where the brothers, yeah. And I remember he was just like, oh yeah, he's like, I'm with the two brothers, and like I think his name's like Henry or something like that. It's been a long time since I played it, but he was like, yeah, he's like, I just met with Henry, and I was just like, oh no. And he was like, what? And I was like, nothing. And he's like, what, Marissa? And I was like, I can't tell you, I'm sorry. I'm down to watch The Last of Us TV show because there's a lot that goes on in that game. So
and they can drag
I
it
feel
out
like
seasons. Like season one doesn't even have to be the whole game. Like it could just be half of it, you know?
Yeah. Which reminds me, I need to finish The Last of Us too.
Yeah, I haven't even gone like halfway.
Yeah, I got to how far did you get? Spoilers for anybody who hasn't played the game.
Honestly, as soon as they switch characters, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put this down.
Okay.
Like,
I was
I
kind of the
saw what
same.
I saw what happened to Joel. I'm like, okay, I pulled a Brie Larson. It's not made for me.
No, I'm not mad at it. A lot of people were mad about it, and I'm just like, I'm not mad at it. They're like, he would never do such a thing, and blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, but you gotta understand, man. Like, he's a part of a community now where they do that. Like, they save people, like from shit that happens out there with like the zombies. Like, they're getting past that point. Like they're a growing community, so he's not going to be that same person that he was when it was, endure and survive. So, like, for me, it wasn't like, how could they do this to Joel? He would never do such a thing. I believe that he would have changed in that time because of the community that they were in.
That is true. Because how many years was it total that they passed since part one? Was it 10?
It was like,
Or
how old was Ellie?
7? I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like, it might have been like 7 or like 8 or something like that because Ellie's a full on adult now. And she knows that like he fucked up and all of that. But yeah, like when they first got to that community, it was small, and now look at how huge it is. Like they have a small little ass town.
No, legit. Yeah, they have like a whole like town hall. They got houses. They got you know stables.
Yeah, so it's like you can't expect him to like to have like that huge of a place with all these people and expect him to still be endure and survive because it's not like that anymore. I wonder like how they're gonna do like the zombies. Like, are they gonna be like CGI or if they're gonna be like makeup?
Yeah, I see. I don't want it to be like bad CGI to where it's like. Did you watch the Adam Project yet?
No.
No. So there's this scene where they try to Gemini Man a character, and to me personally, it just didn't look good.
They pulled the Twilight with the baby resume.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, and I don't want it to look like that. Like you guys did Game of Thrones, like you guys have big budget. Like this should look, what's a
Legit.
yeah, they should look like I don't know, Army of the Dead. Like that was they had decent looking zombies. But then again, it's not just like the runners. There's fucking clickers. There's fuck, what are the big ones called?
Bloaters.
Yeah, bloaters. It's just there's a lot of shit that they can do.
I wonder if they're gonna like make it more of like a horror aspect of it too, because that's what they went for with like the second Last of Us. They went for more of like a jump scare kind of thing.
See, and I as much as it sucks like to like be in those moments, I want I want to feel like the tension and like I want to feel like I'm trying to sneak past a clicker. You know what I mean? Because
Fuck that.
like Walking Dead, they were doing good for a while, and then it went from being escaping zombies to people, and it's like whatever. Like their story died in season 6 for me. But like this, like we're going back to that. We're being back to like when it first happens. Like I wonder if we're gonna see when Sarah's at home alone and someone breaks through the door because they're infected, and then like the
Dude.
government's trying, like if we see all that, like oh my god, I wonder how they're gonna do it.
I hope that they do that because like that's one of the things that really gets you like attached to the story right away. Like you see why Joel became the way that he was in the first Last of Us.
Yeah,
Like
he was like the hardworking dad type,
yeah.
and then like he just like, when he's older, he's just like. That's why I thought like the whole like Logan, like Hugh Jackman and Laura, like I thought like that was an iteration of it to me. Like that was like a parallel. Like they're what Joel and Ellie it would have been.
Yeah.
So
Agree. But I'm down to watch it.
I'm excited. Yeah. But
But
we're gonna have to wait till next year.
oh Jesus. You asked me earlier, you told me earlier that they're doing a God of War 1 like TV show. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I, I'm down for it. I don't know where they're gonna go. Like, I don't know if they're gonna start, in like the Greek mythology, or they're gonna go to Norse. Like, if they start with older Kratos, are they gonna have flashbacks to how he became the God of War? You know what I mean? Like, or do you want to start with the young Kratos?
I mean, it would make sense to start with the young Kratos because that's where his story begins.
Exactly.
But at the same time, if they're trying to like flesh this out to be like the whole series like of the video game, like that's 4 video games. That's a commitment. So I don't know if like any actor would want to like bound themselves to something like that. Like look at Robert Downey Jr. He was trying to kill off his character freaking 10 movies ago, and they're still trying to bring him back.
Look at Han Solo. He was trying to die in the first Star Wars.
I would like to see the Greek mythology part of it.
Yeah, that's because, I mean, for me personally, growing up, like, Greek mythology was my shit. Like,
I feel like everybody goes through that phase
yeah, yeah. But
because
also at the same time, like, the Norse mythology, like, to see like Norse gods like Thor and all that, like, who wouldn't want to see that? Especially the way he's depicted in the game, all fat,
yeah,
like huge, like, oh, that's
I
awesome.
like that. I think Thor looks awesome as fuck. I feel like if you're going to adapt any video game into a movie, it has to be something that actually has a story.
Yeah,
Like Last of Us is perfect. God of War is good, but you have to figure out where it is that you're going to start it because there is 2 different like ways that you can go. You can go Greek mythology or Norse mythology. And honestly, I feel like it would work with either. Like you said, like with the whole, if they start with Norse mythology, they can do like flashbacks or something like that. But if you do do start with Norse mythology, you have to explain why Kratos is where he's at.
exactly.
So that I feel like that would have to be like at least I don't even know like if it's like an hour long episode like each
I mean,
that's a lot of story. That's 3 games worth of story.
I mean, keep in mind it's Amazon that's gonna be doing this, so they have high budget. That they're doing the Lord of the Rings series.
True.
I mean, they ain't cheap. They'll put up the money, but if you do God of War, I mean, obviously the story's gonna be there. Another show that I would love for them to do personally is Horizon.
Yeah,
Seeing how
that
like
would be a cool one.
seeing how like the new game came out, and it's based on like an apocalyptic world. Like, she's traveling to like cities where honestly I didn't even know about that. I was just like, all right, when I first played it, I was like, all right, this game just like it's weird. It's a weird, like, everything's technology, but yet you don't have any this and that.
Yeah.
It turns out it's like years after fucking like we die and it's in the future. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, that was a good ass game.
I, I mean, it sucks that, like, I don't want to get the PS4 version just because I don't want to hear my PS4 sound like a jet engine and burn. But I mean, that's one game that I definitely have to get on PS5. The story's there for them to like translate it onto screen.
Yeah, it would be good in either like a movie form or like
I think
a
it's
TV show.
personally, I feel like there's too much. There's too much story for it to be in a movie. So that's why I say like a series works. But
True.
I guess it's because I feel like you don't want to pull a Zack Snyder and like you make the movie 4 hours.
I mean, depending on what it is,
That is
I'd
true.
be down to watch.
Because the Batman was like 3 hours and that movie was amazing to me.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I'd be down to watch a Spider-Man movie that's 6 hours. I don't give a crap. If it was as good as No Way Home, I'm down.
What if they bring back Garfield into the universe and he has to fight Venom and who else? And Morbius. Nah, that's basically Spider-Man 3 all over again. Too many villains.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked here because it kind of balanced out because it's like all these villains, but they're taking on 3 Spider-Men. So that
Yeah.
works. what's it called? But yeah, there's a lot we can still talk about. I do want to talk about like Marvel rumors. We can say that for another episode. Maybe by the time that we get to doing that, it'll be official, or maybe they'll just give another announcement on it. But it was honestly so good to catch up with you, to talk to you, to talk about all this gaming and videos and movies and shit like that. It's been a while. I mean, shit, Nerd Squad was like over 2 years ago.
Nerd Squad's dead.
It is.
And it's risen from its ashes.
And a phoenix comes from the ashes.
It's been unlocked.
Nerd unlocked. But for anyone that actually listens to this, thank you. We appreciate you. And if we want to know, like, what are your feels on PlayStation, like going into TV to film? Are you excited for The Last of Us? What do you think about God of War? What era of God of War do you want? Oh yeah, we talked about Turning Red. I forgot about that. Like, did you like Turning Red? What are your thoughts on it? For anything, leave them down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate you. Thank you, Marissa, for joining me.
No problem.
And you guys have a good day.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you guys so much. Love ya.